Hey guys, welcome to LALoveCreative, and today we're talking about how to get that big budget cinematic look on your mirrorless camera and also how to match different cameras from different companies. If you haven't, make sure you hit the bell so you can stay notified when we post new videos. Cue the intro. Now, everyone knows that the Arri Alexa is the staple when it comes to the cinematic look. It is pretty much the most popular camera when it comes to, movies, high-end cinema, high-end TV shows, Netflix. Pretty much everyone uses the Arri Alexa. Now, that camera is about 60 to 70,000, plus when it comes to actually buying one. So most people are not going to be able to afford that camera when it comes to their videography projects or their little commercial projects that they're working on. Now, I found a film hack and a tool that I can use to basically force any type of camera that is capable of shooting log into a Arri Alexa type color space. Now, FilmConvert is a plugin that you use on Final Cut and Premiere Pro. It is an awesome plugin that allows you to basically emulate film looks from Kodak, from Fuji, and it also has color correction tools on there. It's just an all-around color grading masterpiece, to be honest. Now, one of the cool things that they've been working on is a plugin called Cinematch. Now, Cinematch is an awesome tool. Cinematch, for the most part, is a tool that allows you to match different cameras. Let's say you're shooting with a Sony and then, someone else is shooting with a Canon camera. You can basically match the color space of each camera, allowing you to cut seamlessly between both cameras and not feel like you have to put so much effort into color grading to match these cameras. Now, one of the reasons why I love Cinematch is a lot of times I'll be shooting with a Canon C70 and a Canon EOS R6. And before Cinematch, I would most likely have an issue trying to match these cameras. Even if you're shooting with a camera from the same brand, you might have a problem with the camera, how it both interprets color and have a hard time matching them. Now, a lot of situations, you might be in a situation where you're shooting with a Canon C200 and you're also shooting with a Blackmagic Ursa, or you're shooting with a Sony camera, and you're gonna have an issue trying to match these different cameras. Let's say you have a camera A, a camera B, and a camera C, and you're having an issue trying to match them all together. So cool thing about Cinematch is you'll be able to match all these cameras and then be able to make some tweaks to get them to really perfectly match. This is not a drag and drop situation. However, it really does force the camera log into the color space of these cameras, and I find that it does that pretty well. Cool thing about Cinematch is once you take the camera and you force it into the color space that you want, and you try to match it, you can also go in there inside of the plugin, and it has really cool color correction tools. You can highlight different parts of the image using an eyedropper and try to match things, adjust the saturation, adjust the exposure, just mess around with certain things. They also have a cool slider on there that highlights skin tone, so you know when you're under or overexposed with that. It has false color on there as well, so you can know when you're in underexposed or perfectly exposed. It's a really cool color correction tool, and for the most part I find that it does a really good job of forcing a camera to match with another camera and really gives you a good starting point. Now, another cool reason why you would want to use Cinematch, in my opinion, and the reason why I'm so excited about it, is I like to basically shoot with my Canon C70 or my Canon R6 or whatever, and I like to basically force that camera into the Arri Alexa look. Now, this is how you get the Arri Alexa color space and cinematic look with a smaller mirrorless camera, cheaper mirrorless camera. And this could be really, really cool if you are actually shooting with Arri Alexa and you only have the budget for one camera. You could also use something like the C70 or use something like a mirrorless camera and at least have something to cut between on, an interview or B-roll, and it would look as close as possible to a Arri Alexa or a more high-end camera. Obviously, it's not an Arri Alexa, but it's really cool to be able to basically force the camera into interpreting the footage to make it seem like it's Arri, and I'm having a blast using this. Now, some tips when you're using Cinematch. One of the things you want to consider is you want to make sure that the camera can shoot log, and you want to make sure that you can shoot the highest bit quality as possible The Canon C70 shoots 10-bit, so that's pretty much, I'd say, like the minimum. You don't really want to mess around with 8-bit footage. That's why I like the Canon R6, because it also shoots in 10-bit, so it gives you a little bit more color information. And if you're trying to force a, 8-bit image into a Arri Alexa color space, you're gonna see it break apart really fast. So you don't want to use something that shoots lower than 10-bit, in my opinion. Another thing you're going to want to do if you really want to get that perfect Cinematch is make sure that your white balance is the same. Try to make sure you can get a custom white balance on either camera that you're using. So your A and your B camera, try to make sure you're using the same thing to white balance for it. And it should do a really good job. I personally am loving Cinematch. I have been using it a lot. I think this plugin is a must-have for filmmakers who want to get a more cinematic look with their mirrorless or with their camera, and also a great plugin if you are shooting with different cameras and you want to get a quick match and you don't want to spend too much time color correcting. Now that's all I have to say about the Cinematch plugin. I love this plugin. If you have any questions about cinematography or photography, let me know in the comments below, and I will see you next time. See you later.